Hey guys, let me share a story with my 2013 Passat TDI that I bought for cheap about 4 months ago with a bad engine that wouldn't start. So now I've been dealing with a lot of trouble codes that came up after I got the car started, and I'm trying to eliminate all of them so I can get my smog here in California because I'm driving with a temporary permit that you can see there. And there's one particular code, actually two of them, related to the pressure sensors or the glow plugs on cylinders 3 and 4. I'm really struggling with it, and I of course replaced the glow plugs and checked the harness very carefully, and I've checked online. I mean, spent days reading and watching videos, and a lot of good ideas that I've run into, but none that have helped me make this sensor trouble code go away. So it occurred to me that maybe I take a closer look at the compressions. And sure enough, I found that uh, cylinders 3 and 4 have low compressions, approximately 180 to 100 psi lower than cylinders 1 and 2. So I'm gonna be opening the engine to take a closer look again, because I had already very recently, about a month ago, I had removed the head, because when I bought the car it came with all 4 glow plugs broken, and as I tried to remove them, I was not successful removing number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is still stuck in there. So I ended up having to replace the head. But at that point the car was already running, so I checked the cylinder walls. They look good. I didn't have any reason to take a real close look. So when I took the compression readings and I got those pressure discrepancies, I went back and looked at some pictures that I had taken when I removed the head. And sure enough, taking a closer look, I see scratches on cylinders 3 and 4. So I'm going to be removing the head again and trying to figure out the reason for the low compressions on those cylinders. So hopefully that will take care of this issue I'm dealing with. And if I'm successful, I want to be able to share that with people out there. Since I was not able to find anything that basically seems like low compression is giving me trouble codes or of implausible signal. I believe that's how those codes, that's the description of those codes. So yeah, let's take a close look and see what we find. Okay, so I remove the head. Immediately looking at cylinders, and sorry, I'll see the light. It's very easy to see those scratches on cylinders 3 and 4 there. But I wanted to see one thing. I was curious to see how high pistons were rising, especially number 3 and 4. And sure enough, they don't reach up as much as 1 and 2 do. Eventually I found that number 1 does not reach as high as number 2 either. So I removed 1, 3, and 4, and here they are in that order. Left is number 1, 3, and 4. So you can see a considerable bend on the rods of 3 and 4. 1 also looks bent. I have not removed number 2, but I'm pretty sure there's some damage there. Incredible how this car was running really smooth. Actually really smooth and plenty strong. I bet it's gonna run a lot better once I replace those rods. Maybe some pistons, some rings, bearings, and we'll see what happens. All right, I just came back from the auto parts, actually the dealer, picking up the new connecting rods. I ended up getting all 4 of them. I also got the rings. I don't know if there's a part number on these, but anyway, I have the rings, I have the rods. Checking, you're looking at a brand new rod right there. Checking the dimensions, briefly and roughly, it is confirmed all my 4 connecting rods were bent. I guess number 2 is the better one, but they're pretty much all bent. So I got the rods, I got the parts, I got everything ready. I honed the cylinders a little bit. I still got to work that a little bit more. Especially 1, 2, and 3 need a little more work. So gonna start putting this thing together. All right, I cleaned the pistons, I installed the new rings, the rods, and right now, terrible lighting, but I'm torquing the bolts, I'm sorry, on the connecting rods. So it's, I already did 2 and 4, so it's 30 Newton meters, and 90 degrees, right? Now, of course, I don't worry, my angles are precise enough. That's 1. Okay, I think I'm ready to put the head back in. There's the gasket. It's going down. Okay, torque. I already did step 1. Step 2, 60 Newton meters. Here we go. First 90 degrees. 1. 2. Okay, last 90 degrees. 1 through 8 are done. Here's number 9. 9. And last one. Done. Okay, what I just showed you there was a compression reading right after I put the engine back together. As you can see, the compressions are pretty consistent, pretty even, within 1 bar or whatever the units are from each other. I had shown earlier a short clip of the compressions before disassembling the car with a difference of, I forget what it was, it's earlier in the video, but so I've been driving the car maybe at least a good 400 or 500 miles, and I just took another reading, and the compressions went up a little bit, and they're even better or more even. So all of them are around 35. Again, whatever the units are, and so it's time to remove that thing there, that temporary permit, because passed the smog. You can see that's my registration there. Conclusion is that low compressions in cylinders 3 and 4 was the problem and was addressed successfully. That trouble code of pressure sensors on cylinders number 3 and 4 is been taken care of. I think that trouble code is gone for good. I don't know whether there are going to be many people out there with this kind of problem with bent rods or bad compressions. I'm sharing this video, this little story that was a bit of a nightmare to figure out, with people out there to see if it might help anybody. I looked all over for other ideas aside from replacing the glow plugs and checking the harness, and I couldn't find anything. So if this may happen to anybody here and there, hopefully this is going to be helpful. I am going to be doing another video, a separate one, because I've had, like I mentioned in the video, I've had a lot of problems with the car. And another problem, bigger problem, a monster of a problem, is that I destroyed 2 turbos, each turbo lasting only around 100 miles. And it's a real big mystery, in my opinion. 2 perfectly healthy turbos. Let me start the engine, by the way, so you can see that there's no check engine light. And I don't know if the camera can pick up how well it idles. Very nice and smooth. Again, going back, I don't know what the problem is. What's destroying my turbos? I'm pretty worried, and I'm in the middle of addressing that. And as I said, I'm going to do a separate video to addressing the turbo failures, and I'll probably end up sharing it, showing some of the work, etc. Hopefully I'll be successful figuring that out. Anyway, I realized that I never mentioned the code itself. The code is a P13D6, and I believe the other one is a P13D4 for pressure sensors 3 and 4. One thing I realized, by the way, is the description given for them. I find it so retarded, because it talks about an implausible signal, or that's the description it's given, when the sensors are actually working and reporting, low compression issues. I don't know why they don't simply say low compression for the description. But anyway, once again, thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful to somebody, and that's it. Thanks again.